It's time for another tale from the glass-guarded world, with Brian as Paxton the human cleric and fighter, Danielle as Athelflad the halfling rogue and monk, Ashley as Tara Dane the human fighter, Chris as Aster Fortuna the half-elf rogue and bard, and me, Mike, as the DM. At the end of the last season, our heroes destroyed the soul jar in the island city of Arrival, freeing all the souls of the dead. These spirits lifted up the party and a bunch of other people to the top of their world, then pushed up a metal barrier. The party found themselves standing in a long, dark hallway filled with glass containers, including the one which contained their world, with its dim ring of evening sunlight at the top of the glass. They've apparently fixed their world's broken rivers and have begun exploring the hallway. It's not looking good for the other worlds, though.
The sky outside is dark, cloudless. There's no sun ring as far as you can tell. There are, however, millions of strange, dim, tiny lights hanging in the sky. Some of them appear to twinkle or shimmer. The rhythmic roaring sound you heard when you first emerged from your world is louder here, and it seems to be coming from outside the building, somewhere in the direction of that pile of rubble. The air here is moist, and there's an unfamiliar smell to it. You think you can see more structures outside, but it's very dark out there, and the hallway continues past more glass containers.
Is there a pump dial for 88?
If there was, it's gone.
Okay.
There's just this big opening here.
So I kind of want to gather everyone and hear what they're thinking.
Should we go in a row?
I'm kind of wondering what happened at 88.
Me too. It's a very good question.
Do you remember when we were looking at the texts and all these glassbreaker things and learning about our world?
Mm-hmm.
You know that there were warnings about when to break the glass or if not to break the glass. I'm wondering if that world had people like us and they made the wrong decisions.
Ooh.
It's not a bad thought.
Do you think that they had... I mean, I know that maybe the world had people, but do you think that it even had the same people of foresight? Like, do you think there's another Terra in other worlds?
I
You
would
guys
say...
talking about that Foresight guy from that stuff on that big rock by the wall?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't read any of that stuff because I can't read, but I remember you reading it out loud. Yeah, one of them said, don't break through the walls of the world.
We didn't.
Yeah, that's right. We did the right thing.
I wonder if that God Foresight might have been the people that are overseeing all these bottles, if they are trying to tell us in a way that we would understand, not to mess with the boundaries of our experiment.
But he told us to do what we did.
What'd you do?
Oh, no.
We broke out of the bottle just like you, Epilema.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
We
Okay.
fixed the world. But you know, now we should maybe
Fixed
figure...
it? How'd you fix it?
Right.
Oh, you mean the tubes just now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did do that. That's pretty cool.
But you know, I'd like to go back, but I'd also like to figure out whether it was an accident or what. You know, if this is a systematic destroying of our experiments.
What was in that bottle that I found?
I hold up the flask and I'm like, anyone know what would have been in this friggin' empty bottle?
Can I do some kind of arcana check?
Sure, do an Arcana check. Or an Herbalism, either one.
Can I assist him with Arcana?
Sure, you can both
We
look at
both look at it.
Nice.
What are the mechanics for assisting again?
If you're just... I'll just say if you want to do the assist, you can roll with advantage. That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes. 16.
You're pretty sure this was a potion of healing of some kind.
It was a potion of healing. Maybe.
It was used. Why?
Yeah.
Well, I point to the big hole. And like maybe
That's smart.
someone crashed.
Uh-oh.
That's fair.
But I now, like as I'm saying that, I'm looking around. Like, does it look like something hit this building, or was
It
there?
pretty
is there
clearly
char?
exploded outward.
Okay.
So while they're investigating the exploded...
Also, it's very cold outside. I should have mentioned that. It's very cold outside.
You did.
So is it cold and windy? Are we feeling
It's
like
cold,
bunch
a
of
bit
wind?
windy, not real bad, but you think maybe you even see some snow outside.
So we're in that world right now? Is that what is happening?
No, we
We're like-
are...
Hallway, right?
You're in a
Like,
hallway,
this world.
but
Yes.
there's a big section of it that has exploded outward and that you can look out of, and you can see outside, and you can feel outside. It's very cold, and there's some snow on that rubble outside.
Got it. And then the people that we came here with.
Yeah,
originally-
they're all looking up and down the hallway. This one's dead too. Yeah, so is this one.
Is there, does it go even further in?
The hallway?
Like, yeah, does it go
It just
like-
keeps going.
Wow.
When people are shouting, "This one's dead," which like numbers are they at?
They are down in the 60s.
Is anyone having a living world down in that area,
No one has found any living worlds yet.
I wanna-
except for the ones that we've had, like the lush landscape?
Yeah, there's the lush landscape one, but there haven't been any with any signs of. If you guys just want to have everybody catalog them,
Mhm.
right? You go up and down the hallway. I don't know how far you want to go, but I'll go ahead and tell you that on this side, on this part of the building where you're in this hallway, it goes from 50 up to 100, and that the worlds on this side are all dead except for yours, the lush but empty world, and also there's one world that's a little weird. There's one world as you get close to continuing the direction where the ceiling collapsed. There is a world that appears to be flashing. The light from it appears to be flashing off and on and off and on and off and on about every 9 seconds. Right? So you approach this alcove near the end of the hallway. The hallway stops at the remains of 2 large doors, and there is another room beyond them. The alcove here is unusual in that the light above it is flashing and brightening and darkening about every 9 seconds.
Wait, so there's a light above the world that's flashing, not
The
anything
sun,
about the
the
world.
sun of that world.
Which
is
Okay.
number
flashing.
is that?
89.
And then these 2 doors, you said they're the remains of doors? so
Yeah,
they've
they're
been, like,
pretty rotted and
knocked
falling
out?
apart. Yeah. Yeah, this the round ring of light above this world is quickly phasing through day and night cycles. And when the light is bright, you can see that there is a dead-looking world within. The pumps appear to have broken down. They're not spitting out any water. Occasionally one of them gives like a slight jerk and lets out a little tiny drop of water. Yeah, that's what you can see without looking through the Oculus. Oh, also there's the knob on the wall. It has been set to 10,000.
Jeez.
Wow.
So I think it was 87 where the world had been knocked off of its pedestal and it was
Right.
on the ground and everything was mixed up.
Right.
Is the sun working on that one?
It does not even appear to be there.
Huh.
Someone has removed it.
With world 89, I'd like to go to the knob.
Okay.
I want to turn it down to 1,000.
Turn down to 1,000. All right. The sun starts pulsing much more slowly, significantly more slowly, and the pump doesn't work any better, but it's no longer flashing as quickly.
You said that this side of the hallway goes from 50 to 100.
I mean, I'm sorry. This hallway with the things on both sides, it goes from 50 to 100.
And we're
But
encased by remains of doors on both sides?
So there's a door on the left side of the hallway from where you started. At the other end, to the right, if you were to turn right after leaving your alcove, the passageway continues down, but there's no door. Instead, the door sort of, the hall full of glass containers ends in a square room, which overlaps with another square room. It's kind of a weird layout, but this second square room has a single step down in the middle, and the ceilings are very high here, about 20 feet, and it feels open and kind of grandiose. There are torch sconces in the walls that suggest this room was once well lit, and metal bars suggest that tapestries were once hung from the walls. A window about 8 feet up the wall has a pointed arch top, and there are many panes of glass, though several are broken. An enormous pair of wooden doors enclose what looks like an entry chamber, and on the opposite side of this chamber you can see a mirror image of the square rooms through which you just passed, leading back to a hall of more large glass containers. There's another window with similar broken glass on that corresponding side. In other words, it looks like this building is kind of a mirror image.
Does everyone kind of like all the other people, the like 50 other people or whatever, understand that like that 83 is our world and they're not like messing with it?
Yeah, they're leaving it alone.
Okay. So I don't feel bad about like going off to explore.
Yeah. In fact, the vizier has sort of set himself, since nobody's listening to him about anything else, he's just sort of standing there swatting people away from the knob and trying to get them not to mess with things.
What about the nimble?
Yeah, you don't know what happened to him. You don't see him around.
Oh boy.
So just to clarify, 89 was alive and is also the one that's flashing really quickly? Or are those two different ones?
It's not really alive. I think 85 was the one that had the lush landscape with no living people.
Yeah, the 85 was full of water.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, 85 was full of water. 89 is the one that's rapidly flashing. The one that had been knocked over was 87. 86 was barren. 86 had only maybe simple animal life and plants. It didn't have any people, it looked like.
If I look inside the Oculus of 87, I don't see any life there, right?
Yeah, that's right. It looks just destroyed. It looks like just soil. Maybe some. There may have been some plants at some point, but the sun is missing, so there's nothing in there now.
I point out the world that's flashing or was flashing every 9 seconds to Aster, and I'm like, how do you think it would affect the development of a world if they had 9-second days?
So you start looking at Aster, and usually he's very happy, and but he's starting to look. You've never seen him angry before, and his face is contorting. I don't know, Paxton, but I'm starting to get annoyed. We see all these worlds, and we're the only one that has life like us in it, meaning whoever this foresight thing is has been playing games with not only us, but with every one of these worlds. He's like a mass murderer, laughing as he watches these worlds burn.
I use message to say to Aster, you might want to be careful what you say, because if this foresight person is as powerful as we think, he or she might be hearing us right now.
I compose myself just a little and I say, I know, Paxton, but I don't like where this is heading.
Does Tara hear this conversation?
Not the last part, but I don't know. I guess you guys are all sort of following each other around.
But like the part where it wasn't message.
Right.
Yeah. Tara says, I really don't think that the foresight was the person controlling everything, because he said they died. I assume they died in our world, but maybe not. I don't know. I do think someone's clearly messing with this stuff, but I don't know what we should. You wanna? I kind of like thumb over to the doors, like let's explore.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get to the bottom of what's going on out here.
So we're going
and
through
figure
the
out how to get back.
Yeah.
I kind of want to. I don't. Yeah.
You want to get back? I don't mind going back.
Yeah. Oh, do we see where the spirits went? The ones that
They
pulled
all
us out.
faded away.
Okay.
They didn't. You're used to spirits floating off toward arrival. These didn't float off anywhere. They just faded.
Like just dissipated, or
yeah, dissipated.
Okay.
I think that the one thing that we've learned from looking at all these is that none of these worlds seem to last, so I don't think we're necessarily avoiding the problem if we just go back into 83.
I agree.
I think we need to find out what's going on.
Do we want to, freeze things in our world before we come back? You know what I mean?
I don't know if pause does that. I mean, it might just turn our sun off.
Oh, yeah. Well, we could look and see.
How about we do it with the flashing world instead of
Yeah,
ours?
that's a good idea. Yeah,
Okay,
let's do
yeah.
that. Okay. So what are you doing?
What Epilima wants to do.
So you want to go over to the flashing world. Someone's going to look through the Oculus. Who's going to do that?
I can look through the
All right,
Oculus.
Paxton looks through the Oculus, and you want to turn the knob to...
Is it stop?
It's the only pause option, so I'm just gonna like start clicking it down from it's at 1,000, so 100.
Okay. Well, as you do that, the sun slows its cycle even more. Eventually, it slows down so much that you can't tell if it's doing anything because it gets down to a normal rate of speed. And the pump also slows down. It's not working very well, but now it's not making much noise at all. And inside, you notice that now that you're changing the speeds, you can actually see there are a few clouds every once in a while, little bits of clouds floating around inside, and they slow down as you slow the dial down closer and closer to 1. And when you turn it down to 1, everything looks kind of normal inside. Everything seems to be moving at about a normal speed.
So I'm seeing the clouds aren't just appearing, they seem to be moving faster or slower.
That's right, yeah.
So
There's not a lot, though. It's mostly looks pretty hot and dry in there.
So it seems what I tell them is since I saw these clouds moving around, I'm thinking that maybe this isn't just a dial that controls the speed of the day or the force of the water. I think that it might somehow be controlling the flow of time inside the bottle. So maybe you really could pause things.
As you're looking through the Oculus, Paxton, one other thing you notice is that there is also what looks like an oasis. There is underneath one of the rivers, one of the spouts, where occasionally a drop comes out. It looks like there is a little bit of a little bit of plant life that has survived there. There's a small, big enough for you to see from the Oculus, but is a small pool of water. There are trees around it, but as evidenced by the greenness there. But again, you're too far away to tell if there's anything that survived other than that.
Okay, so I definitely don't see any animals or anything like that moving.
You're too far up,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the pump is working fine on that one, and
I mean,
everything is.
it's doing something. Epilema it says, if you want me to, I'll open it up and see if I can fix it somehow. But I don't know if I want to mess with it. I don't want to break it more.
Oh, so it's just dripping.
Yeah, it's just a little
Okay.
drip.
Tara still feels pretty unsure about pausing time, like that. She's not. She doesn't look super keen on the idea, but
Oh, my only worry is that when I was prior to getting lifted out of the world, I was on a ship for the Iron Empire, leading a crew, and what we were gonna do was attack a rival, So I don't know if we want to let all that go down or if we want to pause things. You know what I mean? Yeah.
If the rivers were fixed, though, that might kind of stop the reason for the war in the first place, right?
Maybe that'll take care of everything. Yeah.
Paxton, can you go see if there's a war going on in Arrival, please?
Yeah, let me go check on that.
All right, you go back over to World 83, and you're going to look through the Oculus, or what are you doing?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
That is a 21.
As far as you can tell, there are signs, based on the smoke coming up, of ships still circling Arrival, but you don't see any signs of an open war.
Are they just floating around with the tide, or are
There's
they
no
being
tide,
steered?
actually,
Or-
in your world.
Yeah,
But they are floating around just in a circle around the island.
Okay. New idea. I'm going to World 89. Wait. Yes, that one.
Okay.
The one with the flashing one?
No, forget it. I'm going to World 86.
Okay.
One where everything's working fine, right? Rivers are running. There's
Yep.
just no people.
Right.
I'm going to turn 86 to stop.
Okay. As you do that, as you go through the fraction numbers, the clouds inside slow down, the rivers pump more slowly, and then everything just stops. And it looks, as you look through the Oculus after turning it down to stop, everything looks frozen.
Even the water?
The water is frozen in midair.
Wow.
The pump is making no noise.
I am. I'm kind of gathering my little group, and I'm saying, well, what do you guys think? Do you think that it's okay? I don't, you know.
I'd hate to solve a mystery on the cosmic level only to go back home and find out that everything's been destroyed through war while we've been gone.
I'd also hate to go back and find that we killed everybody because they were stopped and starved to death or something. I don't understand time very well.
Can we set it to stop and then continue to look through the Oculus and see if people have stopped in place?
Inside World 83?
83?
Yeah, because if we set it to stop and people freeze in place, then that's a good sign that we've just paused. But if we set it to stop and the water isn't flowing and the sun turns off and then people are running around freaking out, then that's probably a bad sign and we should set it back to 1.
Well, that's not what happened in 86, right? Everything just froze. And I was like pointing that out to...
Yeah. I guess I'm in favor of pressing pause.
Me too.
I look at Athelflaed.
Sure. Why not?
Nobody's gonna ask what I think.
I look at Epilema next. Calm down, Epilema.
I want my opinion to feel valuable. I want. Yeah, it's cool. Whatever.
Well,
I mean, I
what do
kind of
you
knew
think?
you were pro it, but...
I mean, I could. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this stuff's all real nerd stuff, but yeah, hitting pause sounds like a good idea to me.
I'm starting to think that Epilema has been reading science fiction books and that this is totally up her alley.
Well, I guess the next step
I can't
would,
read. I don't know what you're talking about.
maybe perhaps the next step should be that we go talk to the vizier of Oglebar.
I think
that
that's
his
just
name?
his name.
His name, yeah.
Yeah. Vizier Oglebar.
Olgabar.
Olgabar.
Yeah. The orc.
And maybe we make our case to him.
I was just going to ignore him
I
and
f-
walk by.
I feel like if we just go and turn the dial, then he's going to fight us and then also just turn it back whenever we leave. We need to get him on our side.
Okay.
All right. Well, he's hanging around the area, around 83, sort of warding people away from it.
He's he's an empire.
He's an Iron Empire official.
Okay. Maybe once we've done this cosmic thing, we can convince the vizier to form some kind of peace treaty with the Iron Empire and other lands.
And Epilema is a member of the Iron Empire, right?
Yes.
Captain.
Captain. Maybe we give Captain Epilema that special locket that Tara's been using and have her convince the vizier.
Well, she'd have to attune to it.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
true.
need a locket to be persuasive. I'm naturally persuasive, don't you think?
I do.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, well, maybe as a group we can discuss our findings with him, and
All right, let's go.
if not, we can discuss our other options.
All right, let's go.
She walks down the hall.
Hey, boss. Hey, boss man.
Oh, wow, she is good at this.
The vizier shoos some people away from World 83 and says, yes, what are you, what are you doing? You're not going to mess with any of this stuff, are you? Everyone wants to play with a dial, and everyone wants to stick their head into the little hole, the hole there, and I want everyone to leave this alone. Like, don't want to break anything. We got to figure out how to get back in.
Well, yeah,
don't know how to-
we agree. We definitely agree with that. Here's the thing. We've been doing some testing,
Uh-huh.
and we think that we should turn the dial.
Why is that?
So I'm going to explain to him our testing.
Okay.
I'm going to explain to him our theories about how it would pause what is going on in the world so that, when we figure out how to get back, it's not a crumbling pile of smoke, or we're not like seeing everyone we knew as 80.
Okay. Make a persuasion check. It's a good argument.
A 9.
9. Yeah. He's on the edge.
I don't know. I don't think that sounds like meddling in things we don't fully understand doesn't
Can-
sound wise to me.
Can I talk to him?
Sure.
Sir Seer, I just wanted to mention something to you.
What is it?
My friends and I, and even some of the people before you stop them who have looked through that tube, when you hold on to it, you see a vast array of our culture and our past. And in that time, all you see is war and death, on top of creation, and then the cycle goes back to death. If we can hit stop on the dial, we can keep our lands from fighting and causing needless death. When we return with tales of fixing the world and stopping the destruction of the rivers, maybe we can find peace and return to a normal life with our loved ones.
Make a persuasion check.
I slap him on the back and I go, yeah, what he said. And then you have guidance now. So add a d4.
Cool. All right. Not 20.
Wow.
Wow.
You make a good case. I think maybe you're right. I think, but we still ought to corral everyone here and make sure that they're not turning other knobs and messing with other things without thinking about it. But maybe we should hit stop for this until we can figure out what to do next. Who are you? You seem to be a group that knows each other and knows what you're doing. Who are you?
We never came up with a team name.
We should have a name.
The Magnificent Four.
5 now if Epolima's
Oh,
with
yeah,
us.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Heroes of World 83.
Yeah.
There you go. I feel bad for the world.
All right, so you guys have a little
86.
huddle for a moment. Are you getting back to me? What are you doing? What? You're huddling. You have to discuss this?
I mean, we don't have a name.
Well, what are your names?
Oh, I'm Tara Dane.
Tara and
Aster Fortuna, Bard Extraordinaire.
and
I'm Paxton.
just Paxton.
Just
all right.
Paxton.
And
I'm Athelflack.
Athelflad. Good old-fashioned name.
And Epilema.
Yeah, and I'm Epolima the Barbarian.
That's good, Epilema. That's really good.
Yeah.
Well, very well then. I suppose that I'll take your advice. We'll just do it right now, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
He reaches over.
Can I be looking through the Oculus to make sure things actually stop?
Yeah, they
In
do.
terms of-
Everything slows down as he turns it to the left and down to a slower and slower speed. The clouds slow down. The water slows down. The smoke coming out of the ship slows down. Everything slows down until eventually it just freezes.
We don't see any sort of life forms down there, though. Right?
No, you can't see anything. It's too small. But you do see that everything seems to stop moving.
Tara is sweating.
Yep. So, Oglebar?
Olgabar.
Ogabar. I don't know why I keep saying Oglebar.
I don't either. It's Olgabar.
Olgabar.
That's right.
Okay, let me actually write that down so I don't mess it up again.
Olgabar. Olgibir. No, sorry. Bar.
Oh, I spelled it with all A's.
Yeah.
Olgibar. Bar.
All right, Vizier Olgabar.
Yes.
Uh,
It's a traditional orcish name. I'm surprised you haven't heard it before.
so you're in charge here, right?
That's right.
All
I think
right.
I'm the highest ranking person here. The former emperor, I led him to his position of incredible power and success, and I sometimes, when he'll listen, advise his son now. But yes, I'm a high ranking official.
Well, we think that we're going to go investigate and check things out and see what's going on here, but I think that we need someone to stay here and do the most important job of all, which is, number one, keep an eye on this world to make sure that people don't start screaming and dying somehow whenever you look at them through the Oculus. And number
Good point.
two, make sure nobody touches that dial, and we need someone really strong to fight off any would-be dial touchers.
I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll get that dwarf I saw to help me.
He's a banker.
Oh, he's still a dwarf, though.
I don't even know if he's the one. There are
It's probably.
probably multiple dwarves.
So I shake Olgabar's hand and I say, we will report back with whatever we find as soon as we can.
Excellent. Good luck.
Okay. As we're
He looks
walking,
sufficiently buttered up.
Good.
as we're walking back to the like square room area,
Yep.
I'm like, "Hey, Evelima, what do you think's a good name for us?"
The weirdos. The
Magnificent weirdos, at least. Come on.
The wild wimps. The puny but pugilistic. The I don't know.
You're barred from names.
What?
There's gotta I have to find some sort of like guild name generator.
I know, right?
Alliteration is important, I think, though.
The cosmic saviors, I don't know.
That's not alliteration.
Terra and the
Crusaders.
terrorists.
Terra and the terrorists?
I don't think that's the angle we're going for.
All right.
While we're
Episode name.
talking and can I do like an investigation or perception of the area to see where Nandel has gone?
Yeah, you want to try and do a perception check for Nondel the Nimble?
Yeah. I'm wondering what's up with this guy. 19 plus my stuff is 2, so 21.
You do not see him on this side of the on this hallway or near the entry door. Now, I will say, remember, there's another hallway like the one you were already in, also full of worlds. In fact, I'll just go ahead and I'll just assume that you're going to peek around that area. Worlds, actually, it's worlds 1 through 50 are on one side, worlds 51 through 100 on another. And so there are these two hallways that run back to back against each other. Nondel is running down this other hallway, looking in at all the worlds.
What are you doing there?
Oh, you're also following
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Aster as he tries to look for this guy?
Yeah.
All right. Well, he stops and looks, and he says, nothing.
I was gonna
Just
be a
insight
little
check.
sneaky about
Just
Yeah.
looking around.
What are the states of the worlds you've looked at?
Oh, they're all quite dead.
Every one of them?
Everyone.
Have you looked at all of them?
Every single one I've seen. They're all dead.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah, man, this guy is weird.
Yeah.
21.
He's up to something, but he doesn't seem to be lying about that. They all appear to be dead, but he's definitely, he's scheming something.
What do I know about this guy? Like,
You know that
besides-
he is a notorious burglar and one that you, in the thieving world, it's suggested that you don't do business with him without knowing there's a good chance that you're going to get taken advantage of.
Does he
Would I-
like living where he lives? I'm just wondering if he's trying to jump into a new place.
That's possible. Yeah, you don't know.
Okay.
So there's these two long hallways. I should mention again, there are those double doors at the left end of your hallway, and then there's this entry area. In the entry area, there are these enormous wooden doors that seem like they would lead you either out of the building or into another part of the building. Oh, you did a perception check. You know what? You also noticed that there are a lot of small footprints in the dust on the floor here by this entry area.
They're small?
Small footprints.
Huh.
Small as in typical of like halfling
Halfling or
gnome?
gnome sized. Yeah.
Where are they going? Or
They're sort of going back and forth around that entrance area down the hallways, but once they enter the hallways, there's not enough dust and stuff, dirt on the floor, and you lose track of the footprints.
Can I ask, Nando, what do you think of all of this?
If you want to know what I really think, come here.
I go to him
All right.
slowly.
He walks toward you down the hallway. I've seen you around, right? I've seen you in the... You know the circles we travel in.
Yes.
Yes. I think we have an opportunity here.
How so, Nando the Nimble?
These worlds are all dead, yet they must be full of their former occupants' belongings.
Jesus. This guy's insane.
They don't need them.
But where is the chivalrous thieving in that?
Chivalrous thieving? What's wrong with you?
That's how you thieve. That's
That's
the
how-
art of being a thief.
No, it's not. You take what you want and others suffer the consequences, but that's their problem.
Hmm.
You're not very good at this, are you?
I'm an amazing trader of trinkets.
Traitor.
Yes, when you thieve, you want to have equivalent exchange.
Who told you this?
My Papa Gaston, the greatest of all thieves.
Gaston?
Yes,
Gaston of the Soothing Symphonium?
yes,
He told you that?
yes.
Oh. You have a lot to learn, my friend. He lied to you.
Gaston would never lie to me.
Oh.
Papa loves me.
Oh, dear. Gaston was one of the greatest thieves in the island, and I promise you, he took what he wanted, and he did not trade.
But the people that lived in those worlds are gone. You'd be stealing from corpses. Don't you
Of course,
feel?
they don't care. They don't care, they're dead. They don't care what I take. What we take? Huh? What we take from these dead worlds, it doesn't matter, and we could go back to our world and live like kings.
Let me ask you something, Nandel. What would you do if you go to a dead world and can't come back out?
That's something we'll have to plan for. That is something we'd have to think about. Perhaps some sort of flying spell or something. There must be a way that we can get in and out again. What I want to know is, are you interested?
In my head, I want to not raise suspicion from him. I don't want him to mistrust me. So I'm going to cross my fingers. And I'm going to go, it's an interesting idea, Nandel. Maybe you're the one who's supposed to show me what it means to be a thief.
Right, make a deception check.
Do I still have guidance? Did that go?
Yeah, technically you didn't
you
use it
haven't
on
used
the
it.
last one.
What is that? Is it a D4?
A D4 to the add to the check.
You got it. 18 plus 6. 20 plus.
Right, he seems to buy it. He says, that's wise of you. We'll make a killing. We'll live like kings, or kings of thieves, and it'll be wonderful. I think this could work out. As
Now-
long as you understand not to get in my way.
Of course, Nandel. I would never, but I do have a suggestion for
What's
you.
that?
So, we have been working with a Seer, an Iron Empire official, and he has taken it upon himself to guard our world. I think that if you want your plan to work effectively, for now at least, you should get along with Vasir and follow his lead for now, just until we can come up with the appropriate plan.
That sounds reasonable, I think. I'll play along. I'll even help him out. I'll get on his good side.
There you go.
That sounds like a good plan.
I knew you were smart.
Of course I am. I'm the best. Don't you forget it.
I won't.
So, what are the rest of you doing while Aster plots or pretends to plot with this thief?
Where are we while this conversation's going
Well,
on?
Athelflaed is hanging out near the entrance. I assume the rest of you are still hanging around with the Orc Vizier.
I'd like to be checking out the square rooms.
Okay. Again, these rooms, let's think of a square sort of overlaid on top of another square. They're feel like grand entry chambers. Then they lead to these double doors. You don't know what's on the other side of the double doors. You don't know if they're locked or unlocked. They're definitely closed. And then yeah.
And the rooms, they join the hallways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe I
And what's at the other ends of the hallways?
hold on. Maybe I can show you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can see that okay, but there are these little alcoves, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then there are these square rooms down at the bottom that sort of overlap with each other, and they lead to a door down at the very bottom. Okay?
But what's on the other?
On the other end, you can first of all see where one world has sort of blown out the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can see that there is a door at each end of the other hallways. There are doors that lead to other rooms, but you haven't gone into them yet.
Okay.
Are those doors like really not movable by someone like me? Or like these?
So which
these...
doors? The doors at the left far end, like the upper end?
Yeah, the upper end.
So those doors are decrepit and barely hanging onto their hinges. You could push them aside quite easily.
Okay.
I want to go for because I assume the double doors are like exit/entrance doors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go to the staying within the building because I want to finish searching the rest of this building. So I'm gonna head to our hallway and check the door at the end of it first.
All right. So the remains of 2 large wooden doors are partly hanging on their hinges. The lower parts hang on their hinges. The rest of the parts of these doors are scattered on the floor. The doors open onto an irregularly shaped room, about 40 feet wide and 20 feet across. On the right side of the room is a circular pool of crystal clear water, maybe 2 feet deep. 2 wooden pails or buckets lie on the floor near the pool. On your left is a single, well-maintained wooden door with a metal bar blocking it, about 2 feet above the ground. This makes the door difficult to open from the other side. And it looks like it's in decent shape. The door is in pretty good shape. It's in much better shape than those doors that fell apart. It looks like the hallway resumes on the other side of this room that you're in and a bit to the right, so it doesn't go straight through. It sort of jogs over to the right. But it immediately turns a corner to the left, passing out of your view. So, again, looking into this room, there is a door that is barred to your left. There is a pool to your right, and then up and to the right, the passage continues and turns left.
I'm kind of nervous about unbarring that door.
Yeah.
Could I have motioned Nando back to Seer and met up with Epilema? I mean, with Athelflaed and gone back to the group?
Sure, you can catch back up with the party. Yeah, the Vizier is now trying to sort of communicate to everyone, please don't turn the knobs.
Do I hear anything coming from that door or see any light underneath it?
You want to listen to it? Make a perception check.
Uh-huh. I'm super good at perception checks. Oh, hey, I got a 16.
You hear nothing. There is no light coming from under the door. It's completely silent.
I look at Epilema because I think that she's going to do what I want her to do.
Yeah, you want me to have a look? Yeah.
Let's do it.
The bar
2 foot. Yeah.
is actually is pretty low to the ground, so she just lifts it up out of the way, throws it on the ground, says, let's do this.
Oh, no.
And she pulls open the door quickly. Inside is what looks like a closet. The door swings open silently on well-oiled hinges. Ancient wooden shelves line the walls here with buckets and small wooden crates on them. One of the crates holds several blocks of lye soap, though it looks like it hasn't been used in quite a while. The rotted remains of several mops and brooms lean against the wall, and there's a ragged-looking carpet lying across the floor. And then there's a wooden sign that's been hung on the back wall. The sign looks like this, and I'll see if any of you can read that, because it's a little bit hard to read, but that's how it is.
SL. Ask Billiburbin Durbin before proceeding.
Huh.
Bilbiburbin Durbin.
That's a cool name.
I like the font choice.
I wonder what SL means.
Yeah, read it again for the listeners.
SL. Ask Billiburbin Durbin before proceeding.
Okay, so that's what it says, and Epilema looks disappointed.
So does Tara. I kind of do a more thorough investigation of the shelves.
Okay, you want to do a perception check of the room? Roll a perception.
16.
16. All right, you have a look around the room, and you notice as you step into the room that the carpet sounds funny when you walk on it. Like it doesn't sound like the rest of the stone floor.
I feel like I'm a little familiar with this. Yep. So I'm gonna roll the carpet up.
Okay. Underneath the carpet is a steel trapdoor with a recessed panel. Are we going to look under the panel?
Sure.
Yeah, you open the panel. Under the panel is a sophisticated-looking combination lock.
Athelflaed?
Oh, I'll give it a go.
All right. Add your dexterity plus your proficiency bonus for tool use.
Is this something you could help out with, Aster?
Yeah.
You know lockpicking stuff too, right?
Yeah. Can
You
I
do?
give her, an
Yeah.
extra roll?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give her advantage.
All right. You assist.
And I'm going to give you guidance too.
All right. So
Oh, D4. Yeah.
yeah, only on one of your rolls though. Add
Okay.
a d4 to one of your rolls.
Or 25.
25.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, so you open this lock. Ethelflad listens to it very carefully, turns the little knob, listens to it again, turns it. She's focused on it. You've never seen her this focused before. She's really doing a great job.
Woohoo!
And then you hear a click. The door is unlocked.
Should we open it?
Definitely.
Well, we unlocked it.
Let's go.
No, we didn't unlock it. Athelflat unlocked it, and then
Yeah, you
Paxton
did.
claps.
I take
That's
a bow.
true.
All right. Well, you open this trap door, and the smell of some musty air comes up toward you. There is a passage, a ladder leading down to a passage that goes off away in the opposite direction from where that pool is behind you. So it just goes off underground straight as far as you can see.
And it's completely dark.
Completely dark.
Oh boy.
How does the ladder look? Sturdy?
It looks sturdy. Yeah, it looks
Okay.
like all this has been well maintained. The door, the lock, the trap door, the door that contained this closet. All of this has been well maintained.
All right. Tara shrugs and starts to climb down the ladder with a torch.
Epilema says, excuse me, should we look around up here, finish off up here before we go down, or what? I mean, I'll go if you want to go in there, I'll go first, but I didn't know if you want to. Okay, let's go, never mind.
I look a little confused. I'm like, Apolima, is this an OCD thing? Or
No,
are you
I
scared?
just like to
or-
wrap up one area before I move on to another. That's cool, that's cool. I
Well,
like
what
it.
if it's just a little
Let's
tiny room?
No, let's just go.
She's a completionist.
Yeah. All right.
So you climb down the ladder, and you walk down this hallway. It looks like no one's moved through here in a while. There are more of these little bitty footprints, though, in the dust. Those little halfling or gnome-sized footprints moving down the hall. And eventually, it ends in, after quite a distance, you must have gone probably 150 feet, 200 feet. And it ends in a wall, and above you is another trap door, and there's a ladder leading up to it.
Is it locked?
Yeah, you want to check it? It is locked, but it's easy to unlock from this side.
Okay.
Okay, you unlock it from this side. You open the trap door. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You open the trap door. A single torch on the southern wall of this room barely illuminates it. I shouldn't say the southern wall. A single torch on the wall across from you, across from this hatch that you crawl out of, illuminates this room. This room is in a stone building, similar in construction to the one that you just left. It looks like someone has set up a camp here in the past. There's an unfurled bedroll and two more that are still rolled up. There are 3 barrels labeled flour, salted fish, and dried fruit, next to a simple wooden table and a chair, both of appropriate height for a gnome or a halfling. There's a large metal chest positioned by the south wall. It is open and empty. There's that trap door in the wall you just came from, and this room is... Oh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's about 45 feet by 50 feet.
Are there any other exits besides the trapdoor?
There is a door. As you exit the trapdoor, there is a door to your right. An ordinary, old-looking wooden door.
Does it have any windows or any
Nope.
of the overhead things?
No windows.
Okay.
Just a single torch that is lit on the opposite wall from you.
Okay, I'm going to search around the little camp area first.
Okay. All right. Make perception checks. Anyone who wants to search.
6.
18.
Okay.
15.
Natural
you would
one.
guess that no one. 18. What's that?
15.
15. All right. So Ethelflad and Aster, you'd guess that someone has been here maybe within the last couple years, but not sooner than that. And it's not used often, but it is sort of neatly kept, as though this place is, it's reserved in case it's needed. There's nothing beyond what I've described. You don't find any treasure. The chest is empty. It doesn't have a false bottom. There's really nothing remarkable about this room.
Even the table has nothing on it, no written words, anything?
Nope. Just empty.
The
Yeah.
door to the right, is it locked? The door to the right to the trap door.
The door is not locked.
Okay. You guys want to go through it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. Open the door.
Can we stealth? Like, do you think we're gonna come out into an open area or?
This reminds me of the Banshee encounter.
Nothing ominous yet, except for the bar, but,
Yeah.
who knows?
So you exit that. Did you tell anyone that you went down the tunnel, by the way?
Oh,
Okay. You exit you go through the door. As you open the door to the next room, the first thing you see is flanking this door that you're coming through are two enormous suits of armor. There's no source of light in this room except for the torch that Tara is bringing with her. This room must have once been an armory. There are these two large suits of full plate armor mounted on displays next to this door that you just came through. 3 wooden tables are covered in bits and pieces of human-sized armor, shields, and weapons. They don't look like they've been maintained, but most of them could probably be cleaned up and sharpened. There are blades for pole arms and points for spears by the western wall, but the bits of wood still attached to them are in no condition to be used as weapons. There is also a door to the south. Paxton. This room feels cold to all of you, but as Paxton enters the room, you feel a sudden drop in temperature. And Paxton, you feel a presence gathering around you, and in your right ear, you hear a voice, and it says,
Did I not know thee?
Who
and
said
then
that?
the feeling leaves just as quickly. And the room is back to being merely uncomfortably cold.
I say, who said that out loud?
What are you talking about?
What is it, weirdo? I mean, he's weirdo, but I mean, what is it? Well, you're hearing things.
Did none of you hear that?
No.
no.
Okay.
What did you hear?
I thought I heard a voice, but it must just be my head. This
What-
place is
what?
kind of spooky, huh?
Yeah, but what did it say?
I couldn't make it out.
Oh, okay.
Could you actually not make it out, or
No,
you
I
just-
heard it.
Okay, all right, just making sure. Making sure you could actually hear what I said. Great. Yeah, that's what's in this room. There's a door to your left leading out of the room. And then there's these suits of armor and equipment scattered around the room.
Tara's looking through the equipment and
Okay.
the weapons and stuff to see if there's
Same.
anything viable or,
Great.
magical.
Here are the usable things. There are 2 suits of full plate. There's 1 suit of chainmail. No, sorry, 3 suits of chainmail. There's a shield that looks like it's in good shape. There are a variety of standard melee weapons. If you took a little time to clean them up, they could be functional. As far as if you're looking for magic items, you'll have to cast Detect Magic to find anything like that. But yeah, it's that's what's in the room.
Do they look special?
They look special.
Like mastercrafted or anything?
They don't look anything remarkable in that sense, although they were all well made. They're just not, there's nothing fantastic about them. I will say the suit of chainmail and the shield look like they have one of the suits of chainmail and the shield look like they have weathered the passage of time a bit better than the others, but all of it is dusty and could use some cleaning.
Tara picks up the shield
Okay.
and inspects it.
Okay. It's a round wood and steel shield.
Does it look any better than her shield?
It looks similar quality. Maybe a little bit nicer if you cleaned it up.
I put it down.
Okay.
Of my trusty shield.
Those standard like weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a scimitar among them?
Sure. There's a scimitar.
Does it look better than my short sword that I have?
It needs some cleaning and maintenance, sharpening, but sure, it could be. It's a nicely made weapon. You can't tell if it's magical unless you cast Detect Magic.
Can I switch it out for
Sure. Swap it out.
equivalent exchange? And grab
All
a
right.
scimitar.
Do any of you even have Detect Magic?
I don't.
I sure don't.
Ooh,
I have access to it, but I don't
it's
have it
not prepped.
prepared.
Yeah. All right.
Though
That's
I think
what's in
I
this
should
room.
get it after I level up.
Hmm.
And there's no other exit.
There's an exit that you can't. There's a room you came through, and then there's a door to your left.
Oh, okay. Is it locked?
It is not locked.
You guys want to go through it?
Nothing's happened yet.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. We don't hear any noises or anything, right?
Nope.
Okay. I go ahead and I open the door.
Okay. This door, are you going through it? You're looking through it? What's the plan?
Initially just kind of looking.
All right. So you look through the door into an enormous room, 40 feet wide, over 100 feet long. There are 6 slender pillars reaching up to help support the vaulted ceiling. Athelflaed, it reminds you of the Great Hall at the monastery. That's what this reminds you of.
I let them know that.
Okay. Though the construction style here feels simpler and older. There are 4 magical torches flickering on the walls here. They don't really cast any heat. They just provide light. And they don't really do a good job of lighting a space this large, but at least you can get a sense for how big the room is. It feels like this room should have some grand windows in it, but it doesn't have any. The room stretches from east to west. We'll call it east to west. You don't have any sense of direction in here, right? We'll call it east to west. With 2 small doors in the north wall, the wall you just came from one of them, and 2 small doors in the south wall opposite you. There is a pair of large, elaborately carved wooden doors that are just to your left at what we'll call the eastern end of the room. They are closed. And on these doors, now since they are closed, you can see that they depict a single scene. A tall wizard of an unknown race, it looks like some kind of cross between a lizard and a human, standing in front of a large wave of water, holding it back with some kind of spell. At the far western end of the room, way off to your right, sits an enormous chair, and in front of that, a marble platform or altar. An armored figure of some kind is sprawled across the chair in an unnatural pose. Tapestries must have once hung from the walls, but they have either been stolen or rotted away. The walls are bare stone now, and at the west end of the room, the wall curves in a semicircle around the chair.
I'm going up towards the chair.
Okay, you
Yeah,
walk up
same.
towards the chair.
And to inspect the figure.
All right, make a perception check.
11.
Here's what you notice. This is definitely a corpse, and it has been here for a long time. The head is leaning to the side at a sharp angle, apparently held in place by the way its helmet rests on the shoulder pauldron. So it's not looking very comfortable. It looks like its head is is going to roll off if things get much worse here. The flesh of the body appears to have sort of dissolved and melded with the upholstery of the chair as it decayed, leaving a disgusting mess. It is wearing a mix of plate and chain armor, and stamped on the breastplate is a symbol, a wand crossed with a sword. The armor looks like it's in fair condition.
What kind of race do I think this most resembles?
Some either human or half-elf, maybe?
No lizard in the mix.
No lizard in the mix. Doesn't
No
seem like
ants?
it. No ants.
Ah.
All right. Well, as you continue to approach, you feel another sudden chill in the air. And now you can all hear a voice. And it says,
Is it really thee? The little folk I tolerate, for they served me well in life. But I will not have thee and thy minions trespass in death. I reign here, it is mine. The others left it to me. I alone dwell in this hall.
Who said that?
Yeah.
there's no answer.
That's the voice I thought I heard earlier.
What's your name?
You can all hear it now,
So
right?
it is thee, queer. Hast thou not meddled enough? But mayhap thou cannot learn the lesson, because thou cannot remember. Dost thou remember me, Rickert?
I don't even remember what I ate this morning.
Silence!
Ah!
I speaketh to queer.
Is he talking to you?
Who's queer?
Paxton.
Queer?
He's this body is not moving or anything, so you can't tell.
Are you talking to me?
I? So,
You?
how then dost thou cometh here? I did throw thee in myself, with Bertrand's aid. He left with so many others, abandoning me here. Mayhap I do not need his aid this time.
Brother, I'm going to be totally honest. I got no idea what you're going on about.
The corpse on the chair glows white for a brief moment, and then it jerks, leaving parts of itself behind as it stands up. And it draws a rusty sword from its scabbard with one hand, holds its other hand out in front of it.
So you're Rickert?
Roll for initiative.